The aftermath of the Salem witch trials was severe. Even with the witch trials over, many were still in jail because they could not pay for their release. The law stipulated that prisoners had to pay for their food and board before being released. Unless the prisoners or someone else could pay for their expense, they could not be freed. Additionally, those who were convicted of witchcraft had their property confiscated by the government. This left their families without any money and, in some cases, a home. The trials took a toll on the surrounding land and structures as well. Houses and fields were left unattended, and the planting season was interrupted. The fields that were planted were not cultivated or harvested. Also, the Salem Meeting House was left dilapidated due to the distraction of the trials. Crop failures and epidemics continued to bother Salem for years after the trials ended. The Puritans felt that these events were happening because God was punishing them for the hangings of innocent people. Therefore, a day of fasting and prayer for forgiveness was ordered for January 13th, 1697. The land and structures were not the only things to change as a result of the trials. Salem village politics also changed. The Essex County Court declared that Salem Village Committee was derelict in its duties and ordered for a new election on January 15th, 1693. An anti-Paris committee was elected as a result. The Reverend Samuel Paris was now in jeopardy of losing his job because of the outcome of the new election. Whether he was worried about losing his job or simply had a guilty conscience, Paris gave his Meditation for Peace sermon on November 26, 1693. In the sermon, he admitted to giving too much weight to spectral evidence. However, his sermon and confession seem not to have repaired the damaged relations between him and the community, for Paris agreed to move from Salem Village in April 1696. Before Paris and his family moved, the legal manner of the parsonage needed to be resolved. In July 1697, it was finally settled when the arbitrators decided that Salem Village should pay Paris £79, 9 shillings and 6 pence in back salary. In return, Paris agreed to relinquish the deed to the parsonage. Paris and his family left for Stowe, Massachusetts.